friend. That's not the intent here. I've got a situation where it's a financial matter, a personal financial matter that I think potentially could hurt me politically. It's when I was had my surgery 3 years ago, I got in a real hole financially, and I put a bunch of it on credit cards. And I've managed to pay off a couple of those credit cards, but I have one big one where I've got a $17,000 debt, and it's potentially a court situation because I got overwhelmed with it, and I just couldn't make the payments, and I'm now in a situation where it's gone to collections, not to court or anything, and I'm worried if it goes to that point, it can hurt me politically because it'll be a public record, and I don't want there to be any evidence of any public issue going on. So what I wanted to do is ask you guys for your recommendations as to how I can deal with this, and I wanted to suggest a couple of things with all due respect, and please don't feel like I'm applying any pressure. I'm coming to you guys because you're friends.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if there'd be a possibility of perhaps doing some kind of a project to make some money with you guys, or you could refer me to somebody that could help me with that, or as another option, maybe you could help me with some financing, like a modest loan or something, so I can get this paid off and have it behind me, and then get it paid off to you folks or to whoever you can help me with.
Well, you got 17,000 in credit card. Is that what it is?
I got one credit card with Bank of America that is way past due. I just can't keep up. I just don't have the money for it, and I've been trying to sell a house to pay, and it was listed for a year, and I wasn't able to sell it.
How big is your payment?
Well, actually, it's to a point now where they're demanding full payment on the full 17 grand. I was paying $500 a month on it for the last half dozen months, and they wouldn't accept that anymore. They were demanding full payment, so they sent it to a collection agency, and I'm in a situation where the collection agency is demanding full payment, and I don't have the financial wherewithal or the credit, to be honest with you, to go to a bank and get a loan to pay this off. My credit is such that I just don't have the wherewithal, the financial worthiness, if you will, because I'm in, with my legislative salary and everything, I'm just living paycheck to paycheck. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and again, I'm not trying to come to the well. I'm only here just to ask if you guys would consider helping me and suggest some options to me as to what could be done. Anyway, just that's what I had for you.
Let's say you got a new loan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be real careful, Vic, on say like I co-signed with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be
Very discreet about it.
oh yeah, or it'd be have to be.
I know there's the political issue of the
APOC
and the criticism that all of us have because of our relationships and all that.
But too, though, I don't want you. I don't want the record out there for you. So how quick do you? How much time before have you got?
It's not clear to me yet. I'm working with the collection agency. My guess is they're going to demand full payment probably within 60 days or so.
Within 60?
That would be my guess. I had a similar experience with another. I had several credit cards that I maxed out on in order to take care of my medical bills, and one of which demanded full payment, and they gave me 60 days, and I paid full.
Isn't your insurance done? Didn't your insurance? Don't you have insurance with the state?
I do. But with Mayo Clinic, they didn't cover all the expenses. I ended up eating a lot of the costs. It's not on the insurance company's preferred provider list, so I ended up eating a lot of the costs associated with that surgery. It was at Mayo Clinic, and Aetna only covers hospitals in the western part of the country, not back east. So anyway,
well, give Bill me a little time.
Let me figure a way to
figure it out.
And I want to do everything completely above board, of course. I don't want anybody to get any kind of hot water or get criticized by anybody.
Absolutely.
And again, please don't feel like I'm abusing my relationship with you guys, okay?
No.
I'm I'm just,
I'm doing this if I can get it done,
yeah,
because you're my friend.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
Not,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
thank you very much, and that's why I came to you too, because the feeling is definitely mutual.
let me see what I can, do. Maybe I could, maybe with, my gang, not my bank, shit, can't say it.
The name of the-
Oh,
Wells Fargo?
yeah, or something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your consideration.
Let me kinda, let me see, maybe somebody can.
Yeah, thank you. I can appreciate that. It all
And maybe,
stems,
so if you got a loan, how much can you pay, you know, as it goes along?
yeah. Well, I could probably afford
$5,000, I mean, $5
$500 a month.
Yeah.
That would be a real stretch. I was going to suggest $400 a month. 5 would be a real stretch, but I could probably make 500 do. I could scrape together the money and make 500 do. And so if you were to factor in an interest rate, that would probably amortize out over probably a couple of years or so. If you're talking 17 grand,
Yeah.
that would be, well, shoot, that's 34 months without interest, so that would be almost 3 years, if not more.
And you owe it, it's about 17?
About $17,000, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really, realistically.
Does that include all the penalties and interest and?
Yes, it does, yes. I'm gonna still try to sell that doggone house of mine. I want to sell it. I got it listed, or had it listed for 110, and I just couldn't get it sold. I think it was more of a problem with the lack of aggressiveness on the part of the broker, but it contributed to the financial woes not having the rent I was getting from that of $900 a month, because I took it off the rental market. And I just recently re-rented it now. I'm getting $850 right now for it, so I'm getting that income stream coming in. But if I could sell the doggone thing, I can extract 40 grand equity out of it, use that to pay off that.
But you still owe, you owe money on.
I owe money on the house. I have a loan on it, yes.
Yeah.
It's worth about 110, and I owe about, let's see, about 75, I believe it is. So I've got about 45,000 equity in it.
Valued at 110?
It's about 110, yes, the value. Just a small ranch house in Whistle that I used to live in until Tony Knowles and his gang reapportioned me out of it back in 2000. I don't know if you remember that fiasco, where a lot of us were targeted by the Knowles administration. And I built that house for my wife and lived in there for a while, and then I got reapportioned out of it, so it became a rental. And when my financial issues came up a few years ago for my surgery, I tried to sell it, and after fixing it up for a couple of years and just haven't been able to do so. And I'd love to be able to just go out and get a loan to take care of this, but my credit is such, and my ratios are such that I just wouldn't qualify. And I'm just trying to pull myself back from the brink at this point, as far as a potential political, it won't be a disaster for me, because I think I get elected short of going out and shooting somebody, because I'm strong politically, but I don't want to have any blemishes on my record, and this could potentially be one for me. So.
Let me see what I can do with,
All right.
you know,
Thank you for the thought.
Well, you know, I just give you I just own you. I mean, I'd borrow that, but you can't do it.
I know, because the APOC and ethics rules and all that.
Yeah.
And I would make sure that everything was done in accordance to law too. I would research that as well, and I could present a hypothetical scenario to say the ethics committee, and they can give me a private confidential response. But again, it would be completely hypothetical without any names mentioned or anything, so nobody would know who I'm associating with. But I would do that just to make sure everything is done in accordance with law, so nobody gets embarrassed later down the road.
Who are you going to do? You're going to talk to who?
Well, Joyce Anderson is the Ethics Committee advisor to the legislature, And we work with her on a confidential basis where we can ask her hypothetical questions about situations. She can give us answers, just to give us guidance as to how best to conduct our financial affairs. If I ever borrow money from somebody, or if I ever have any kind of financial transaction, I seek advice from her, as many legislators do, to make sure that we're not violating any law. So that's how it
Yeah,
conduct
but I
this.
mean, if you tell her what you're gonna do, or you need to, I don't know if that's,
Okay.
I don't know if that's real smart. or
Yeah,
not.
that's a good point. It might be better for me just simply to research the statute and just draw to a conclusion
I think
myself
that's
on
the
it.
best way, and then,
Okay.
and then nobody knows.
Yeah.
what
No
your
red flags
business
are raised,
is.
right?
Yeah.
That's a good point. I thought of that too, and really, to my knowledge, the way the law works right now, say if I were to borrow money from somebody, if it's in excess of $5,000, I have to disclose that on an annual financial disclosure.
Mhm.
So that's where it would come into play. I'd have to actually, if I borrowed it from you personally, or from Vico or some financial entity or a bank, I'd have to actually write that down.
We wouldn't do that with Vico, it'd have to
Right.
do with
Yeah.
me.
And if I,
Or,
and again, I'm not here to ask you for work, but say if we went down that road and you were able to pay me for a service that you thought I could provide you, again, don't feel any pressure, but I'm just throwing that out as an
yeah,
example. I'd have to disclose that as well.
It'd be too, anything that would have Vico on it,
Mhm.
oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm very proud of my
But,
association
but
with
you
you
know,
guys,
you
and
could,
I'm unabashed in
you
my.
could, you could go work for us in the summer,
Mhm.
or something like that.
I would want to make sure, Bill, that if you did have me do something for you, that it was something you truly could benefit from me. I don't want any.
Yeah,
I don't want
well,
any.
you got to.
I don't want any freebie
No,
from you.
you'd have to go,
I'd have to bust my
you'd have
butt.
to go to work, go up the slope, or
Yes.
some goddamn thing, you know,
Yes.
because you gotta, whatever,
It's got to be.
it's gotta be a,
I want it to be above board,
yeah,
and I don't want anybody to ever criticize our relationship and imply that somehow you're giving me some big benefit that I don't
Yeah.
deserve.
mhm. But it'll go right to the fucking daily news.
Of course, yeah. And I'm not trying to
In fact,
pressure you to
don't
put
say
you guys up.
anything, don't say anything until I can figure out
Okay. And
where it won't,
okay.
come back and bite me and you,
Right.
and
Yeah.
bite me, bite your ass and my ass.
Yes, really. And I won't present any kind of hypothetical scenario to anybody.
I wouldn't even
I'll
say
keep it
anybody
to
that you're in a bind.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't tell anybody that I'm in a financial situation. I would just, what I was thinking of doing would be just simply to say, what happens if I borrow a loan from somebody? How is that supposed to be handled in the eyes of the law? That's all I'm presented as, but I don't even have to do that.
What do you think, Rick?
So I don't want to raise any red flags either.
Well,
No,
I don't think, not yet.
And I know the law good enough anyway.
Let's think about a way to do it,
Okay.
before you do anything.
Yeah, good.
When are you taking on for?
For Easter?
Yeah.
I think Easter is about the 16th, if I remember right, if I remember the calendar.
15th.
15th? So I'll be leaving,
13th Thursday.
okay.
16th.
I'd be leaving the evening of the 13th, coming back the evening of the morning of the 17th, I believe it is. So I'll be gone for 4 days. To see my-
18th.
18th, okay.
You guys are shut down Friday and Monday.
I'm leaving Thursday and coming back on a Monday, so I'll be gone for 4 days.
Or you'll come back on Monday.
Whatever the dates are that represents.
So,
Yeah. The first time I'll have been with my daughter on an Easter after all these years. Can you believe that? Because Easter always falls during a session, and I've always found myself swamped being near the end of the session. I've never had a chance to be there for Easter for her. Can you believe that? So
Okay,
she's thrilled.
here's what I want you to do. With, what I usually do in Christmas, I mean, and
For holidays?
and Easter's, I always take it when I got kids, and I always, I go hide, egg.
Yes.
With
With money in it?
money over, yeah.
Or candy, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So-
In fact, Newton said, Daddy, can we do an Easter egg
Have
hunt?
you got any,
I got some.
have you got any hundreds?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll give you,
That's very kind of you. I
Give
appreciate
me
that.
100. And that way you
Put
can
those
put that,
in
you
Easter
can put
eggs,
that
all right.
on that.
I shall do that. Thank you
that-
very
on
much.
that,
Thank you so much.
And
for
let her find the egg.
I will. We're gonna have an Easter egg hunt right at the
Well,
house
find
there.
that egg.
And I'll put money on I promise. I'll
Sure,
divide this
find
up
that egg.
completely and she'll be thrilled.
Okay.
I just sent her some money for her mom to buy her a Girl Scout uniform. She's thrilled about that. And I sent her a card telling her about how much I love and miss her, and $20 was included in that to buy something good.
All right, well then,
I
let me
take care of it.
help you on that
Oh,
little,
thank you.
on that,
Thank you.
on her little uniform.
On the uniform.
Oh.
The 50 I sent was a little short, so thank you. Since you need about 100. I appreciate that, Bill. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Well, just in closing, I know you guys got things to do. Yeah, we gotta watch this,
So let's see
but
what Conical's up to here.
Yeah.
what can I do at this point to help you guys? Anything?
Whatever you know.
Just keep lobbying my colleagues for a governor's plan, right?
What, are you real close with old, any of these guys that we?
Oh, yes. Stoltz, moderately so. He's kind of a
Yeah,
little
Stoltz,
fella.
Stoltz. Can you help?
He's, I can go to him. I'm not real close to Bill. I've got a very close relationship with Chenault and Myers. Myers, particularly, a good friend.
Yeah.
Stoltz.
I think they're on the right side.
Okay. Stoltz could go either way then?
Well, you know, who's all on the finance?
House finance? You'd have,
Holmes,
Yep.
you know Holmes?
I know Holmes well.
I think
He's unpredictable. He's kind of like Stoltz, hard to figure out where he's coming from. I think Kelly is probably with us.
Kelly?
I've got a good rapport with him,
Do you?
and I got a great relationship with Richard Foster, who doesn't. Everybody likes Richard. And then Carl Moses, he and I get along well. He's a very quiet person that doesn't say much, keeps things close to his chest. But I'm comfortable in going talking to him.
Kind of figure out, kind of see what they're really thinking about.
Okay.
Kind of tell us where they're really at.
Okay. Just get an honest, straight
you know,
opinion from them, right?
Yeah, and then you can tell us where they're at, and then maybe you can push them over on a good call.
Yes. Well, I will make every effort to do that. My first effort really is to figure out where they're at, and then secondly, I'll politely and gently and carefully as I can influence them in a positive way to see that the governor's bill is the vehicle they consider.
Right.
I know that's very important to you. So I know that's key to the gas line, and I know that's why you're here. I want nothing better than the governor's bill to pass and that gas line to come to fruition. Even though I'm...
Or if you think of anybody else that we can get.
Okay, all right. You know, my position is an anti-tax position, and I just assume the industry not be taxed anyway, give credits, but I understand that this is an integral part of the whole deal here.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, how about if I, over the next couple of days, I will make an effort at talking to these people individually, and then I will give you guys a report to let you know how that goes.
Kind of tell us who's really over there.
Sure, I can do that, absolutely.
You know, the one on the old, the governor's.
Yes.
The 2020.
Who's really with the governor's plan? You bet. Okay. Just lastly, Tatiana, I told her about the fact that you received that gift real well. You were very pleased with that. She was real excited to hear that. It was her idea, by the way. Oh, do you like vodka? Or?
Yeah. We already drank some of it.
We drink a lot of that in our house, believe me. I never had any vodka in my life till I met her, and now we drink a lot of it. Not excessively, but it's part of a social thing at dinner and so forth.
Yeah.
And, I've discovered that it helps to escape a little bit from your woes of the world when you get buzzed. I had a tough day today. Oh man, I had just a difficult constituent who's got some mental issues who threatened me today back home in Wasilla, of all things, or other. And then I was on a radio program. I was on a nationwide live radio program with this a station owned by the NRA, the Rifle Association, based in Washington, D.C. They had me on their program about an hour ago.
Oh,
yeah, it was live. It was great. They were throwing me softballs because they liked me because of my pro-gun positions. But they had picked up on the internet an article that came out of the Frontiersman 2 days ago about me being an advocate of the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. So they asked me if I'd be on their show, and I said, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
It was great.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've got nationwide
National
exposure now, so that means
national
I had
stage, yeah.
with that nationwide exposure, I had to run for president, take advantage of it. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for your time and all your help. I'm grateful
And
for
grab
it.
some of those babies.
Oh, sure, I will.
Bring a pocket full.
I will. I'll take a couple here, thank you.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Come on.
Okay, I won't be shy here, for crying out loud, I'll take more of them.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you again very much, I appreciate all the support, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be keeping in touch, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Private